What's going on, everybody? This is my immediate reaction to The Last of Us. I haven't done this in a little bit. I usually do these immediate reactions after I'm watching the show. I give my thoughts, and then I'll do a full spoiler review tomorrow. This is a non-spoiler, just immediate reaction after watching the show. I'm going to give my thoughts. If you're brand new to the channel and you've never been here before, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, tomorrow we'll do a full-on spoiler review. I got tons of other things on the channel. But just for starters, if you're coming to this channel and you're like, okay, is this guy real? Is he a gamer? Does he know everything that he's going to be able to talk about how the transfer from the game to the TV show and how it worked, how it didn't? No, didn't play the game. Never played the game. Heard great things about the game. Heard how amazing the story was. So I was very curious to see, because of the hype behind, can they finally take a video game, adapt the story into something that transferred how beloved the story was? Could they do that finally in some kind of medium for entertainment? And the answer to me so far, even though I haven't seen it, I would hope to say yes, because this story was very intriguing. Now, everybody's going to say, you know, it's post-apocalyptic, it's a zombie show, so is it comparable to The Walking Dead? I watched like 4 or 5 seasons of The Walking Dead, and for the seasons that I watched, I liked them a lot. But what I can tell you significantly what is different, and I think The Walking Dead was fine for what it was. It was good. It was great at points. But what I liked about this show was that it didn't rely on the gore for the particular, for the infections and for the things that are happening inside and how they explain the infections. I thought it was different. I think you have to, if you're going to know how successful The Walking Dead was and it just ended its run, it's got to be different. And I think that that's what I liked about it. I like how initially they set you up to tell you exactly what this thing is. That infected everybody. And then they introduce you to Pedro Pascal, who I'm a big fan of from obviously not only Game of Thrones and The Mandalorian and tons of stuff that he has done. He's got charisma. And I think him playing Joel was a great choice. And it just opens up to his backstory right away. And it gets you involved in the story. And it doesn't spend too much time explaining, here's how this whole thing took over the world. It's more about and this is one of the things that made The Walking Dead so great, was that it was more about not just the infected. It was about the people and what humans will do in a position, and how can they stay human? Can society really last? And what's the new society look like? And that's kind of what this is. It's like these new sections and these new the setup of the world within the first pilot, I thought was done really well. I got it. I understood it. I knew the circumstance. I knew the little sections that were set up between like the rebellion, and then you guys will tell me what the government is called, and I'm sure I'll know it pretty soon after watching. But Bella Ramsey, also Game of Thrones, plays Ellie in this, and she's going to have a big role, obviously. That was something that I think she was, the second she was cast, I was like, okay, I'm already in. From Pedro Pascal and both Bella Ramsey, I'm in. Anna Torv, who plays Tess in this, is another one that I think that the dynamic between her and Pedro Pascal really works. And the mission itself, because knowing what I did know, I was wondering if it was going to be kind of another lone wolf and cub type thing. And there might be some of that. But again, the way that they approach this, the writing is really good in the show. It's shot incredibly, and it's emotional. There's some really emotional stuff that happens up top, and I think that they have to, if they're going to play in the zombie genre, and it doesn't really even necessarily play just like a full-on horror. It seems like it doesn't so far anyway. It feels like a thriller. It feels like suspense. It feels like, you know, a science fiction type show. And it said a lot to me, because I'm not a big horror person. This was really, really well done, and it didn't feel like horror to me. It felt like just a good character story so far, and I'm sure it gets better and better and better. There's a reason why. But I can also tell, and I think this is something I've been screaming for and hoping for, is that more video games will turn into streaming series. Because I think that it is too tough to take a beloved story from a video game and condense that into a 2-hour movie. I think that's one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, that so many video game adaptations have failed, because you can't expand it. And another reason that I think that they have failed is because they have not stayed true to the story. And what it seems like, and you guys can tell me, you fans of the game, it seems like they are staying true to the story. It's like when there's a book out there, and I always use the Game of Thrones reference, The Red Wedding. Readers of the book knew it was going to happen, it transferred over. This doesn't seem like the producers were scared to follow a story that people know and transfer it over into a hit series, which it seems like they have, because everything so far, this is an intriguing series. Anyway, this is kind of a non-spoiler review as much as this is my first reaction, because I just finished it, turned on the camera. There you go. So what do you guys think? If you are a fan of the game, what did you think? Was it a good adaptation? Am I way off? Was it so different? If there were, did you like the liberties that they took with the story? Want to hear all the comments, so make sure you comment. Want to get to 1,000 comments, 1,000 likes? That's what we try to get on the videos nowadays. So if you can do that, I want to know. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. So I will have the spoiler review up tomorrow, and then I'll have the full podcast of not just this, we'll talk about this as well, but the Big Thing podcast, that will be up tomorrow as well. Thank you guys. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon.